Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name's Dave, and I'm joined today by Holly.
Hello, everyone.
And you may have seen that Holly and I went to Tokyo, Japan earlier this month to get our hands on GT Sport. And Holly, there is a lot to get our hands on. In fact, this is everything you need to know about GT Sport, which you're going to kind of lead because you had a lovely presentation with Kazunori Yamauchi, and he told you lots of important things. So what are we kicking off with?
Right, so we're literally going to sort of run through everything that's kind of available from the home screen, which is pretty much everything. It's got a really nice sort of hub. So starting, we're in the garage. So this is obviously your garage, depending on where you're from.
It's garage.
Don't at me. But this is basically where you can come and check out all the cars you've bought. They've done a little bit of changing for this one, because you can see you've got the car settings, which is here now, so you can go if you want to. This is kind of how in-depth you can go, and obviously different cars will give you different options depending on what they can do.
If this floats your boat as well, this is amazing, because I noticed that you can basically create setting sheets, sort of like presets, your own presets, so you can just change. You don't have to do this every time. You can just have a number of different presets that you set up if you'd like.
Yeah, and the models are stunning as well. So here you can go in and check the gallery for any pictures. Your closet as well, because you can actually change your helmet, your racing suit, and your pose, which I thought was amazing. You can change these in the Livery Editor as well, which I really like the idea that you can go that in depth with it.
Yeah, so we're going to have a separate video on the Livery Editor, so I've sort of skipped it for now. Although you get a little, well, not in here. You don't get a taste of it, but you can also look at racing suit livery as well. That is a fantastic pose.
Thank you.
This is just a kind of, as I said, we've got a separate video on the Livery Editor, so that's just to show that it is there. You can have a kind of brief look, a speeded up look at just some of the options.
This is cool, Jackson.
I know. Well, look at the sheer number of these are the special colours.
They're the special colours. So it's worth saying this isn't the final version of the game. They're sort of still working on things. But we had access to a huge amount of stuff. And then this is what I loved. So within
I love this.
Like, how does it look when it's on the road? And I'm like, garish.
And you just made that car. It looks like it is there to me. I mean, it's unbelievable the level of detail in GT Sport, and placing the car in the real world is something that they do really well, especially in scapes as well. And you can also change your garage as well. What it looks like.
I thought this looked better for the car that I had made for us.
I'm a big fan of that one.
Thank you.
You can take a lovely picture as well. Why not?
Well, this will actually appear on your sort of profile page for people to see as well, which is everything's kind of linked. So the idea is what you saw on the left-hand side is kind of ongoing stuff that you always kind of need. And then at the top are the different sort of modes that you can select.
Right, okay, that makes sense. So this is your gallery, which is the pictures that you have taken.
Yeah.
And not just pictures as well. As you can see, there's race photos, which are, I guess, in race moments that you capture. Then there's replays as well.
Yes.
Which is really, really powerful. Any decals that you've made, as well as all the other ones that come with the game. Any liveries that you've made. But that's not necessarily open to everyone. For that, there's a separate gallery called the Open Gallery. We'll come to that. This is like the kind of social media space in GT Sport, right?
Yeah, this is basically like searching a hashtag on Twitter. That's the best way I can describe this to someone. And you can see now I've liked that picture. I could leave a comment on it. I could share it to my wall then. So if this was a friend, people didn't have. Look how cool that is.
I know, that's great. This is a very good picture. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I like that you're leaving a comment on your own picture. Like, I mean, this is actually, you did this on a different PlayStation, which is why you're able to do it. But
yeah, no, I thought it looks cool.
Love it.
Happy face. So if I was friends with you, but I wasn't friends with Rob, for example, I could share something that you'd done so that Rob could see it on his.
Exactly, yeah. So it's it borrows heavily from sort of social media that you'll recognise. This has now gone into a friend's profile.
Kaz's profile.
Kaz's profile, in fact. So you can see there's loads and loads to look at. You can see what they've been up to, what they've achieved. And this is their open gallery, so not every picture you take is just available for everyone. If you put it in your open gallery, then people can find it. And if you don't, if there's something you're not happy with or you're still working on, obviously, you can just keep that to yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of the profile stuff, especially, you can find it on GranTurismo.com, or you can actually find it on the companion app as well. So you can see all of this data and go through the feeds and your friends' stuff all on the companion app if you wanted.
There is loads and loads of data, and I like how much this is broken down to give you little goals to achieve. You know, some of it's just like fuel consumed, and you'll see actually looking on those achievements that once you have achieved, I think, level 3 on those things, you get a reward of some kind, and you can see what the reward's going to be before you do it, so you can like target them. It's just another nice way to get you playing the game and doing different things. This is the schedule as well, which we're going to come on to in a minute as well, which is just very exciting for GT Sport and pretty powerful. You can see what events are coming up. So we're getting on to the different kind of gameplay modes now, I think. We're going up to the top of the screen.
Yes, so these are the modes. So the left-hand side is just general profile stuff you always need.
So sport, race entry, what can you tell us about that?
Okay, so the stuff you're seeing here, these are the FIA modes. So these are the really, really hardcore kind of
These are like ranked races, I guess, right?
Yes.
That are sort of taking place on the internet.
Yeah, these are the really, really big boy stuff, basically.
Moving into campaign, this is something that I always enjoy doing. Even though the first one is just drive your car in a straight line. It's the sort of driving school, which is great. It's a great way to just, to just achieve something quickly in GT, and also just to like brush up a little bit. I mean, this is the real driving simulator. There is, I'm sure everybody knows, whatever sort of level you're picking up this game at, you know a bit about driving, but there's always more to learn or refine or just understand. This is just to show, this is like the very first or the second, I think, driving school sort of challenge, and each one comes with a video to show you exactly what you got to do in case you don't understand how best to do it, and you can achieve different tiers of success. Gold achieved there, well done that guy. That looked easy, and you can see there are just loads of those as well, which again lead to little presents. And then mission challenge, similarly, this is something I love, and I did lots of these little missions in GT5, which is sort of like just fun things, again, like just using the car in a different way. So I think the example we're going to see here is just knocking over a bunch of cones, which is obviously designed to make you better at driving or some aspect of driving, or using the car in a different way. It's also just kind of fun, and it's the sort of thing that I can just do again and again and again and refine.
Yeah, and if you clear them, you get new cars as well. So it's a great way to get yourself some new cars.
Nice.
There is a friend ranking leaderboard, so if you want to see if you beat your friends, you can do that. But the idea of this is a more like dramatic situations, or so we've been told. And that includes things like we're seeing like Gymkhana-based events as well. So it's not just the idea of the driving school, which is learning the basics.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a bit more to it. And I like that it's, there's a bit of competitiveness in it as well, fighting your friends for stuff like that. And there's so many, and when you're unlocking cars, it's really useful. Circuit experience, then this is a bit more about getting serious, and actually you've decided you want to refine a track. This might be the place you come to do it, right? Yeah,
so let's say, I think I either went with Brands Hatch.
I think you go with Brands Hatch, yeah.
So for example, what you can do is break this down by like corner by corner and literally just practice that. It'll give you the braking points, it'll tell you where the apex is, and all that's indicated on the map, so you can really just nail any corner, that hairpin that's been giving you trouble, and then you can just do the whole lap. So if you really want to get good, this is how you do it. Yeah,
at the end of the day, being good at driving laps is just practice and knowing when you've got to do all that stuff, so that's perfect. Obviously, you can see arcade mode. There's lots of different stuff. Some things that you might pick up on are multiplayer, which we're going to have a video on, and also PSVR, which we're going to have a video on, as well as everything else you'd expect, single races, which I think we go into here, and you just get a kind of feel for how that works. It's just some of the tracks and then how it all breaks down. Loads and loads of options. I think obviously there's 2-player battle as well. There's like time attack, or time trial, I should say. So, it's all in here. As you'd expect.
17 locations, 28 different layouts, variety of daytime conditions as well that you can pick. They've basically just gone for it, and especially with custom races as well, which is where you can set the rules, and you can do this in arcade as well.
And when you see how much detail has gone into these cars and then these tracks, these locations, it's just mad, really. It's so packed full. I think we're moving on to Brand Central now, which again is we're going to have a more in-depth look at in another video. But what can you tell us about Brand Central?
So this is the new portal for discovering cars. So the idea is you can come here, you can go via region, you then go via the manufacturer, you can purchase cars from here, see them in the showroom, you can see what colours are available, you can also do the short videos where you can see what that colour looks like when it's actually out on the road. You can then go to the museum, if the channel has one, where you can then follow the history of the brand and the development of its cars. And you can also go to channel and watch any of the promotional videos they might have uploaded. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, it is absolutely mad, really. It's like a level of working with the manufacturers that's not been seen before, really. I don't think it's pretty incredible, and I love that. I love seeing the colours of the cars actually
you go through.
Yeah, and also this is Scapes within Brand Central.
Yes.
So Scapes we're going to be coming on to, I guess, now, and it's the photography part of Gran Turismo Sport, which is absolutely insane. And some brands will have specific scapes that you can only shoot in with that brand, which you're actually seeing here. So this is the Mercedes-Benz scape,
Love that
and as
horse.
you say, you can only use these cars within it. Holly's ended up with that lovely shot. It's all about the horse, to be fair.
That horse is everything. But yeah, you can do scapes within, which is, to me, is so... You can just go crazy, because none of us are really ever going to own these cars.
Yeah.
But this is as close as we can get. But scapes is a completely new form of photography for them, because each photo has all the light energy information of that scene as data. So you're literally placing the car into a real photograph, not a digital rendition of that photograph. That's really hard to explain, but it's what gives it this incredible look. Look at those ghastly PlayStation Access.
Yeah, it's because you can... I think what you're talking about is the sort of, you look at the reflections on the car and you can see they're reflecting the world around them. They're not just, reflecting some light. You can see that it's in that world, like it's reflecting that specific sunset or whatever. So that was just a very quick look at what basically is a huge game with loads of detail that we need to talk about further. And we're going to have loads more videos this week on those individual aspects. So do make sure you stick with us to check those out. Thank you for talking us through that, Holly. And comment to let us know what you're looking forward to about GT Sport. And we will see you next time.
PlayStation